Hey everyone, it's day 8 in Korea. We woke up really early today and got on the bus to the DMZ. It was a beautiful drive through the Korean countryside. Got to see a lot of the rice paddies. That's pretty much all this country is. It's rice paddies in cities. Um, First arrived at the DMZ at Camp Boniface, where we were handed our release forms that pretty much said that you're entering into a war zone, and if you get shot, it's your fault, not ours. So I signed it because I wanted to go. It was amazing to finally see a place that I've been reading about for a really long time, and able to stand there and realize that history was made here. It made me want to be a history major even more. It was cool to see the art, the Rock Soldiers, or the Republic of Korea as they're called, the Rock Soldiers. They just stand in place at attention 8 hours a day, just facing North Korea right down. Their motto is "in front of them all," or something like that, and they really do. They face them every day, and they're still at war. They're still at war with North Korea, which is the crazy part. That they haven't signed a peace treaty yet, so they've been at war for 50 years, over 50 years. The armistice agreement was signed in 53, and they've been in war for so many years now. I actually got to go into North Korea, about 30 feet into North Korea, at this agreement place, this place where they sign agreements, and there's a Rock Soldier in there, and I didn't know it at the time when I walked in there, but as soon as the tour guide announced it, I was like, oh wow, I really am. There's sort of 4 or 5 buildings that separate North and South Korea, and there's actually a line that goes right over and through each one. On the outside, it's a 5-inch by 17-inch cement line that goes through the ground that separates it, and then inside the buildings, it's a line of microphones on the tables. And those microphones are on 24/7, so when we were in there, I was being recorded. We walked out of the building, and we got to see big North Korean building. There was a few North Korean guards out. We got to see them. Try to take a picture of it. They're too far away, so the picture didn't really turn out that well. But they came out and they pulled out their binoculars and were looking at us. Probably got my photo taken by the North Koreans. That was really weird to see them. And then we actually got to go to a lookout point that we got to see on a clear day, 17 kilometers into North Korea. But it was kind of hazy that day today, so we probably only saw about 5 or 6 kilometers into North Korea. We actually got to see Propaganda Village, which is this village that the North Koreans have set up to make it look like they have this wonderful freedom place. They have high-rise buildings and all this stuff, but no one lives there. And the funny thing is, there's this huge flag there. It's on a 160-meter flagpole. It's like the size of the Eiffel Tower, I guess. And on top of the flagpole is a 30-meter wide flag that weighs 600 pounds. The reason it's so big is because during the 60s they had peace talks, and each time the peace talks would happen, each side would bring a flag in. The South Koreans would bring a flag in, and the North Koreans would bring a flag in. And it got to a point where they kept on making bigger and bigger and bigger flags until the point where they couldn't fit them in the buildings. So at one point the South Koreans stopped making a flag bigger and bigger, but the North Koreans never stopped. And that's the flag that you currently see at Propaganda Village. It's a 600-pound flag. It's huge. So that was pretty cool to see that. And we were at that lookout point. We were actually surrounded by communist North Korea on 3 sides. So that was insane. But it was something that was just amazing that I'm so happy I was able to do. After we went to the lookout point, we got to go to the Bridge of No Return, where in 1953, at the end of the war, the North Koreans and South Koreans met at this bridge that linked the 2 sides. And the North Koreans brought their POWs, and the South Koreans brought their POWs. And the POWs were given a chance to decide what country they wanted to go to. But the only issue was that once they went, they could never return to the country that they were at. So hence the name of the Bridge of No Return. At the Bridge of No Return was also the outpost, which is called the loneliest outpost in the U.S. military, because it is the furthest point of the South Korean South Korean side of the DMZ that is farthest away from anything else. Currently, no one is there because they chopped down a tree, which in the 70s, 2 people were killed because the North Koreans thought that the South Koreans were making an advancement onto the bridge, but they're actually, as they're doing, is chopping down a tree so they could see the bridge better. So no one mans that bridge since that incident. After we went to the lookout point, we got to go into the tunnels that the North Koreans had actually dug during the war to move troops through. The tunnel was extremely low. I had to walk practically in a duck way to get into this thing. We walked about 73 meters below the earth, and then we walked about 40 meters into the tunnel. And once we got to the tunnel, we got into the tunnel. There's big cement, all cemented off, and it said restricted, and it had barbed wire fence everywhere, and it said restricted, need to turn around. It was actually the DMZ line underground. So that's how much they take this into consideration. And once we got back, on the way back, we got to see Seoul and all that. Once we got back to Camp Hump, I made some brats for dinner, and we went to go see Ocean's 13 here on base. All the movies here on base are free, which is nice. So they've got all the new movies that are in the theaters or back home. Hopefully you all got my email about the new photo website I'm using. Hopefully you guys can access those. If you guys are having any troubles, just let me know. If Becky or Beth, if you guys know of any good websites for that kind of stuff, you guys could email me or leave a comment on YouTube. That'd be great. Tomorrow we're going shopping in Osan, which has 3 huge shopping districts, and Monday we start camp. But the DMZ tour is amazing. I definitely probably won't go again, but maybe when I'm a lot older, but hopefully I come back to Korea. I love this country, but the DMZ tour was really amazing. You really feel like you're in war, and that's what it is. I actually got a really cool gift from there. In 2000, they repaired part of the fence of the DMZ, and then took the old pieces and actually now sell them at the gift shops. And here it is. This is a piece of the old fence, and it was stretched across the 38th parallel. Keep this in my room, do something I'll always remember it by. It's the actual piece of barbed wire that was on the fence line for 50 years, right after the war. So, something I'm really excited about. Got myself a Korea patch, so I add to my collection of patches of where I've been in the world. So, once again, it's just an amazing day. Tomorrow we're going to Osan. I can't wait for that. And I went to the commissary again today, picked up some food. Now that I'm staying, staying at Camp Humphrey now. I won't be leaving. And looking forward to a great day tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.